This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Friday, December 13th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. At a news conference Thursday, Nippon Steel officials said the company would invest $950 million in Gary if its proposed $14 billion acquisition of U.S. Steel goes through. That includes the previously announced $300 million commitment to revamp one of the blast furnaces at Gary Works. Gary Mayor Eddie Melton reiterated his support for the acquisition.
I think we need to be concerned if this deal does not happen. The current CEO stated that there will be plant closures. So I think hopefully that message will reach the respective parties that have made the decision. Nippon has been very clear that they want to honor the contract, they want to honor the pension obligations of the workers, the legacy workers of U.S. Steel.
The deal remains under review by the Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States. Fort Wayne-based architecture and engineering firm Design Collaborative has announced the retirement of co-founder and CEO Pat Pasterick. He will be succeeded by Adam James, senior architect and partner at the firm, who will begin his new role in January. Governor-elect Mike Braun on Thursday selected Dr. Gloria Sachdev to lead the state's Health and Family Services as secretary. Sachdev, a pharmacist, is currently the president and CEO of the Employers Forum of Indiana, an employer-led nonprofit that seeks to improve the value of healthcare services. She will oversee 4 major state agencies: the Department of Health, the Family and Social Services Administration, the Department of Child Services, and the Department of Veteran Affairs. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Accounting firm mergers and acquisitions in central Indiana have reached what one Indianapolis attorney calls an unprecedented pace, and he and other attorneys expect 2025 to continue this year's trend of consolidation and new deals.
Josh Hollingsworth, a partner in Barnes & Thornburg's Indianapolis office, said accounting firm mergers were relatively infrequent in central Indiana 10 to 20 years ago. Now he says a new emergence of heightened private equity investment has ratcheted up the M&A landscape into unprecedented territory. Those private equity firms are seeking out accounting firms as platform investments and add-ons. In June, Alan Colton, CEO of Chicago-based Colton Consulting Group, which specializes in the accounting and financial services industries, told the IBJ that for the first time ever, CPA firms desperately needed capital. Since 2021, private equity has invested in more than 20 firms nationally, either in accounting firms or those firms' related wealth management companies. Hollingsworth said accounting firms are also looking internally and gauging what size they need to be to remain competitive in the market. There were several high-profile accounting firm mergers announced this year involving Indianapolis-based businesses. Among them, Greenwalt CPAs in Indy is set to merge with Cincinnati-based accounting firm Barnes, Denning & Company on January 1st. Katz, Sapper & Miller is one of Indianapolis's largest accounting firms, and they announced plans in May to acquire Cassidy Schiller CPAs and Advisors, a 70-person firm based in Cincinnati. Brian Heaton, a partner in Craig DeVault's Carmel office, said he expects 2025 to continue to be an active time for accounting M&A activity in the state. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
A historic commercial building in the Perry County city of Cannelton is now set for demolition. Our partners at WEHT-TV report the city did not receive any proposals to save and restore the building for new use. The city, along with nonprofit preservation group Indiana Landmarks, issued a last-ditch call for proposals to save the 2-story Italianate commercial building, which has fallen into disrepair. Proposals were due by Monday, and city officials said no qualified proposals were made by the deadline. With no prospects for restoration, the building is slated for demolition by the end of this year, as a $20,000 grant that the city received for demolition is set to expire December 31st. Elevate Entertainment and Event Support Services CEO Andy Wilson is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.